Welcome back to the second half of the Bobby Dupre Show and my sidekick, Andrew Guitros.
Good morning, everybody.
And we were on pictures, viewing pictures, Pat's in Henderson, Louisiana.
Beautiful Bayou Amy.
Amy, that's the name of the bayou.
That's right.
Okay.
And
here's Mandy, and she's the waitress. And let me tell you something. That lady can flat move around that place. She's great. Thanks. And then this is a couple that was sitting there, and of course Gerald they watched the program, and he knew me better than I knew him, but we hadn't met before. And that's Gerald and his wife Cheryl Legrand. Legrand. Legrand.
The Bigs.
The Big. All right. And then this
sunset.
Is a sunset over in.
You're at the Cajun Palms, I guess,
Cajun
right?
Palms, right. We have a picture with Mr. Lee, the owner. And then this actually is a
sunrise.
A sunrise, and that was Sunday morning. Beautiful weather we had, and here we going fishing. I had never gone fishing on the Louisiana side. Fish all the time with Joe Ramey on the Beaumont, Texas side when we go up to Crystal Beach. This is Billy Jarrell, and
Billy.
I can't recognize the other person, but
good morning, Billy.
I'm not sure it was one of ours or not. But good morning. And here, look how beautiful that is. I mean, if you ever have a chance, even if you have to pay a little bit of money and go on the tours, this is at McGee's Landing.
Even makes Ray Bello look good.
Yeah,
right there,
how about that? Big Butch is right there, and the sheriff is driving us around.
The other boat's launching.
Yep, and
look the size fish he caught.
Yes,
go ahead, Ray Bello.
The only man to catch a fish that was kept was Ray Bello.
He's obviously a big fisherman.
You're a big fisherman. That's
look,
what
he caught
said.
another one, a smaller one.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Ray. You done good.
And he knows how to cook them. Well, look, Coach Perron right there.
Coach Perron and Doug, his partner, the coach's partner. And Doug's a longtime member of the group. And that was our 72nd year of having this bi-state fishing rodeo.
No kidding.
Mr. Clayton Gilbo, former sheriff of St. Landry Parish, teamed up with the sheriff from the Beaumont, Texas area, and all of that fun started and continues on.
The big camp on Old Catawba, the big two-story camp, that was his? That was those Gilbos?
That's correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember.
In fact, his son, CJ, and his wife, Peggy, were the last owners of the camp.
When I was a kid, my dad had a little camp right across the bayou, so we were right there. We could see when the commotion would happen.
Not our fans. Charles, I think it's Charles, his name, work out of that, live out there. Beautiful place. They've really fixed it up nicely.
Here's some more of the guys.
Yep. And we just chat and have a good time.
I'm gonna whiz through here.
What we have, Sammy Terracina, Jimmy Ballara, and Jimmy's partner, Wayne Laws from Beaumont.
And there's Squirrel.
Squirrel and Ray, that's Ray's right-hand man, and Butch again.
Everybody got to have a sidekick.
Oh, yeah. And, boy, they're talking right there. Look at...
they're serious,
Look at Joe Fred.
Look at this one. Joe Fred having a good time.
Had a great time. Joe really enjoyed himself. This big Russell on the left, Harold in the middle, and Coach Perron again. And Doug standing, and just the whole group just enjoying themselves. This was Sunday before we broke camp.
This is Gedry's Catfish.
I went to church at Lady of Mercy Catholic Church in Henderson, and I saw this big facility here, and I had to get a picture of it. And that's Gedry's
Catfish
processors. And this picture doesn't do it justice. It goes back about 400 feet.
People eat a lot of catfish.
Yes, sir. They're big on it.
Sunset again at the Palms.
Yep.
And
this is the owner, and boy, I'm mad at myself because I had told him I was going to get a picture of he and his wife, and I said, you know, Stephanie would really dress up that picture. Lee says, Bobby, you don't have to remind me. I have a mirror. But they now have 300, and I think it's 24 sites.
Wow.
They were all filled up last weekend. Can you imagine with this Memorial Weekend?
Nice pavilion, nice buildings to meet up.
They're going to be parking on his parking lots.
Popular place.
Popular place. And this is the mayor of Lauraville, Mr. Lee. And talking with Squirrel, they were having a fundraiser.
I see.
The gentleman that owns this equipment is incapacitated right now, and these are volunteers that came and gonna boil shrimp for a large group. And this is Jimmy Delafise. And he and Lee are neighbors, and what a friend, boy. He stayed with us after that, and this is on my way back from the wake with Cecil LeBar's wake, and this is Ave Maria, and it's a place where you can stop and pray and walk around the beautiful grounds. And this gentleman and Mr. Broussard, he and his wife built this and spent hours and hours maintaining it. Thanks for your efforts. And had dinner on Tuesday night on the way back from my visit with what's her name? Janice Duplantis at the hospital, and John Dupre. I also stopped by and saw John. John is doing well, by the way. Hopefully you're watching. Good morning, John. And stopped in, and Vicky says, well, since I'm going to be leaving Lafayette with the she had a doctor's appointment. She says, why don't we stop in at that new cafe you talked about last week, Cafe Josephine. Well, I had never met the owner chef, and here he is, Troy Bijou. And the menu, you got to go try it. Right downtown on the main highway there, 182, I guess, is it's on Napoleon Avenue, downtown. And the place is real nice. Then after that, there's a movie that was being shown in Grand Coteau, right next door. And the name of the movie is Tigalo. And Tigalo, it means it's a Louisiana horse story film. And the lady in the picture speaking to the group after the viewing of the film is Miss Connie Castile. She's originally from Breaux Bridge, lives in the Breaux Bridge area now. She spent the project a little over 3.5 years, not full time, but you know. Well,
sure. But researched
the history. And let me tell you, if you have an opportunity, it's an hour-long. Keith Hebert, thanks, Keith, for calling me and reminding me of this. This is Miss Patrice. It's at her place.
Casa Azul, right in downtown Grand Coteau, right by the red light.
Grand Coteau. And, of course, Wyvers Edmund, Keith's father-in-law was there, and his son Tommy was there. And Keith got up, you know the gentleman here, so I could sit down.
What a man.
What a man.
He's a good fella.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to see him Friday.
This starts out with the early history of the cowboys, and many of the cowboys were actually black slaves who, as time got on, they became full-time workers, and they were not slaves anymore, so they started becoming landowners, and one of the largest landowners was a black man, free man.
Free man of color.
As they used to call them back in those days. And very interesting, it goes on, it shows Mr. Charles Broussard and the Broussard clan that had thousands of acres, and he still has the Flying J Ranch on the way to Pecan Island. It's on the right when you're heading through, after you leave.
They show the bush tracks?
They showed the bush tracks.
The Calcutta pools.
The Calcutta pools. They show the trail rides, and the trail rides is basically the blacks have the biggest ones. Of course, we know that from they use Evangeline Downs. They park on every little corner they can take there, and it's a huge event, and it's maintaining the culture. And the big IFBS lodge right near Malcolm Lalonde's on Highway 31. They showed some of the music was being played in that big open building they have there. Just if you have an opportunity, go by. And by the way, Don Stemmons plays a good role in it, because he at one time for a number of years had the most popular, the best attended bush track was right there in Karen Crow, and now it's a burial grounds. All that's
lot of
gone.
property.
And he walks on it and shows you where the gates were and everything, talks you through
went
it.
as a kid.
And shows him working where every day he's back at his sewing machine, sewing up leather goods, repairing different bridles and anything you might have with leather works. He's a good person to start to see if it can be restored.
I got to get to some sponsors. Piggly Wiggly. You got locations throughout Acadiana with Piggly Wiggly. You can go by locations, 2 in Opelousas, 1 in Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, St. Martinville, and Simsport. They got all kind of great specials going on. Again, this week, you can get a 9-pound bag of charcoal, 2 for $4. You can stock up and save. And all the Coca-Cola products, 4 12-packs for $11. That's not just Coke, that's Diet Coke, Sprite, all their products. All good prices. Save at your local Piggly Wiggly, down home and down on the street. And let's hit another one. LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you with the equipment, the beds, the oxygen stuff, the button you press to call for help. They can help you with the nursing people in your home. They can help you with the therapists in your home. Louisiana Healthcare Group, it's all about helping people. And how about, we talk about Slimco. Slimco is coming up with their annual meeting, June the 2nd, not this Saturday, but next at the Cajun Dome. They're celebrating 75 years of being in business and helping South Louisiana with all their power needs.
Long time.
They're going to be giving away 27 prizes. There's
They're as
TVs.
old as Bobby Dupre.
As old as Bobby Dupre.
How about
Man,
that?
isn't that amazing? They didn't have electricity out in the country.
No,
when he
they sure
started.
wasn't. They hadn't gotten there yet.
But they'll give away TVs, VCRs, microwaves. You're going to have a choice of a 2012 car or truck. They're going to let you choose out of 5 different models if you win that from Service Chevrolet. They're going to give out those 20 $2,000 scholarships to all these different students. Doors open at 6 a.m. Gino starts playing at 6:30.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And a couple that I didn't get their picture, and it's my fault again. While we were at the bar, they came up to get a Coke. I'm going to just say a Coke, a libation. It could have been a libation.
be.
But Mark Angel and I think it was Tanya Duhan. She says, it's Duhan over there where you live, Bobby, but it's Duyon south of I-10. I said, that's exactly what I say all the time on my program. So they do watch the program. Thanks for being so nice to me.
Friday night, Goldman Thibodeau and the Lawtell Playboys will be playing Creole-style music over at Music and Market right here at Le Vieux Village. And the vegetable will be squash. It's your last time to go by and enjoy Music and Market this year until the fall time, because when summer starts, it's too hot. So your last weekend to go Friday night.
I'm not sure that I spoke about the death of John, better known as Kenny Gilden. And of course, that's Angie DeVille, who is one of his daughters, a close friend of mine. Her husband, Carl, and I and Angie see each other at the racetracks all the time. By the way, we have our first little 2-year-old in the syndicate running at Louisiana Downs Friday afternoon.
No kidding.
In the 6th race. I think he's, I'm in. Every one of our horses are named, 11 of them are named I'm in, and then there are, a couple of more.
As in I am in.
Yeah, I think I have a, I'm.
And you talk about the Gillens married to, I'm going to draw a blank, Miss Rosetta.
Miss Rosetta.
and of course-
McGee,
right.
that's correct. Her daddy was the chief of police. For
Melvin
many-
McGee.
Melvin.
And her grandpa was the famous Cajun fiddler, Dennis McGee.
That's correct. Goes way back. Carlos was there. John was there.
Vicky, I'm sure, was in town.
Vicky was in town.
with
Seth
Vicky.
was there. Nice, large family. Very nice people.
KSLO, see you in 3.
My deepest sympathies to his death. Errol Ami, better known as Bud Ami, was at one time my partner over at Benton Specialties for quite a few years. He passed away. Memorial services were held, and I think they were out at the what was the Red Camp that he ended up owning. I'm sorry I was out of town at the event that I just spoke about and missed it, but a real nice, quiet guy, and a motorcyclist till the very end. Another person who passed away was Miss Gladys DeVille Fontenot. Her husband preceded her in death, and that was Dave Fontenot, but he was known as T-Dave. And I know one of her daughters, Lucy, and her husband, Dale Perry. Dale from Opelousas here, and the whole family, of course, live nearby. Our deepest sympathies on their recent deaths.
How about this?